Okay, there we go. Wondering why my mic wasn't working. I got you, Jacob. Another tough loss to the Red Sox, man. This one really, the last 2 days, man, really pissed me off. Really, really upset me, man. Freaking yesterday with the whole thing in extra innings, and then today it seems like we was gonna make a comeback, right? First of all, the bats, they didn't even show up to the stadium today. I don't know what's going on, man. You know, they uh they managed to score a few runs late in the game. But at that point, it was like, come on, you kind of felt like this one was over. You felt like it was over. Um, but a big, another bonehead move late in the game. I mean, look, we don't know what would have happened, but that move I think it was the top of the eighth with Jason Dominguez, it seemed like he thought it was strike three. So if you didn't watch the game, Jason Dominguez is on second. I forgot who was on first. Two outs. Trent Grisham is batting. It's like a 2-1 count. He swings and misses, and I don't know what happened to Dominguez. I think he thought it was strike three, so he just stood there, and Navarez threw him out at second, and it's just unacceptable. You can't. He like paused for a second, then realized what he did, and tried to take third, but at that point it was like, what are we doing, man? You cannot make mistakes like that when you got Judge. You got Aaron Judge on deck. Jacob says it was actually the sixth. Was it the sixth? It felt like it was late in the game, but no, that was actually the seventh inning, Jacob. But regardless of the fact, right? Regardless of the fact, you cannot make mistakes like that, man. You can't win. You can't win with stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying, maybe nothing happens after that, right? Maybe Trent Grisham strikes out and nothing happens, but still, you got Judge on deck, man. You cannot make mistakes like that. Man, I'm telling you, that's the stuff we were doing last year. That's last year's stuff. I thought we put this behind us, but apparently, it's starting to rear its ugly head again. It's starting to rear its ugly head. And look, all right, I'm gonna go on a little tantrum here. Look, this team is better, right? This team is good. Do I personally feel like this is a team that could win the World Series as is right now? I don't know. Deep down in my gut, I don't. I want to believe. But I don't get those vibes. I just don't. I don't. We beat up on the bad teams, but when we play teams in big situations, we just don't seem to come up with the wins, man. We don't seem to play the fundamental baseball. I don't even know what it is, but at this point, man, to me, and maybe I'm just mad. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and change my the way I feel about this team. But to me, this team is like, it's like lipstick on a pig, man. It's like lipstick on a pig. That's how I feel. But let me say what's up to the chat real quick. Who we got in here? We got CT Cards, my brother. What's up, CT? Jacob says Custodio. Ken. What's up, Ken? Make sure you check out Ken at The Ugly Truth. Yeah, I know I was muted for a second there. I just finished eating pizza like right before, like 2 seconds before I hit live. I freaking ate that last bite. I was starving. Effing Dominguez. Yes, sir, man. I mean, look, he's young. He'll learn from it, but man, it just happened at the wrong time. Nothing. What's up, man? CT. NFE's in the building. Yankees with another medium well steak kind of night. Yeah, man. Good. They cooked. They definitely cooked. I say that, NFE. They're definitely cooked. Let me make this bigger. Oh no, that's not good. All right. Who else we got in here? That's pretty much it, man. But yeah, CT says I ain't waking up feeling better. I'm telling you, man, like I said, this is lipstick on a pig. Like, yeah, you look at the record, yeah, we're in first. I get it. And we have won some big games, but this team, as it is right now, and this is my opinion, I don't speak for everybody, obviously, but I don't see this team going all the way. I just don't see it. I don't think they got the firepower to do it. I really don't. Hopefully we have a big trade deadline or some players step up huge again. Look, early in the season, we had Trent Grisham playing out of his mind, Ben Rice playing out of his mind. We had a lot of people playing above their their baseball card, and they kind of regress back to the mean. And without that, man, without that on paper, when you look at this team, it don't. It's nothing to be excited about, man. Really, with the exception of a few players, some names here and there. Judge, obviously, Max Fried. Uh, I'd put Carlos Rodon in there too. But if you look at the rotation, man, is this a rotation do you trust going into the postseason? I don't know. I don't right now. You look at this lineup. Is this a lineup you trust? The lineup is not terrible, man. But if these guys ain't clicking, if all of them ain't clicking, we have trouble, man. So let's look at the box score because the first three batters in the lineup did absolutely nothing today. Literally nothing. So Grisham, Judge, Rice, 0 for life, bro. That's just big fat zeros. Um, at this point, man, I think Boone needs to rethink the way he's doing the lineups. Because Grisham, yeah, he got off to that hot start, but he hasn't been swinging it like that. Neither has Ben Rice. Don't get me wrong, I still like Ben Rice and I still like Grisham, but they're not the same players that they were to begin the season. I mean, and we kind of all knew that, right? If you thought that Grisham was gonna hit 30 bombs, 40 bombs, or whatever he was on pace to hit, and bat like 330, I don't know what to tell you, man. You live in a la la land. Paul Goldschmidt, his averages dropped a lot. He's still batting above 300, 309. Judge's averages dropped to 384. And right now it's looking pretty tough for him to get back up to 400. I mean, he could do it, but obviously that was a pipe dream, right? But I still believe he could do it. He's just got to get hot again. 3 strikeouts on the day. Jazz Chisholm Jr., 1 for 3. Volpe, 1 for 3. If I felt like we had like 3 home runs, they would just turn foul today too, right? Oh man, it was a frustrating game. Dominguez 2 for 4. But he did have that big mistake. That big mistake. Jason from 161 just texted me. What's up, Jason? Yeah, happy Father's Day, man. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day, man. Look, we don't. I know me personally as a dad, I don't expect to get credit or anything. I don't expect a pat on the back, so to say. But it is a lot, man. As a dad, man, we do. I know I do. I put in a lot of work, man. So, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, man. We deserve it, right? We don't get a lot of love though, man. I went to the store the other day and I didn't see nothing. When it's Mother's Day, you see all the flowers and everything. You don't get that for dads, man, I guess, but it's all good. But yeah, so I mean, we pretty much lost the series already. Dropped 2 games. We've lost the last 4 games against the Boston Red Sox. We freaking made Dobbins look like he was Sandy Koufax, literally. Like this guy, man. After he talked so much crap too about the Yankees. Oh, Real Bill is in the building. You do get the music. Real Bill, man, I missed you, brother. Hope everything is good with you, man. I hope everything's good with you and your family. Everybody's healthy and doing well. And happy Father's Day to you, Real Bill. Nita says, "What's up, Andrew? What's up?" But yeah, so I mean, look, I can't wait for Stanton to get back. Like, do I expect Stanton to hit the ground running? I don't, realistically, but I hope he does because this lineup, we need like a jolt. We need a jolt or something, man. And maybe Stanton could provide that. Maybe we could come in and just kind of just lengthen the lineup a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Rice. Obviously, Stanton's going to be a DH no matter what. Whether you agree with that or not, it really doesn't matter because when he comes back, which should be Monday or whenever the next game is after this series. And he's going to hopefully, man, hopefully he can light some fire in this lineup because the last 2 days, this lineup has looked, they just can't seem to put together runs. I mean, let's face it, guys. Let's face it. And that's why I said, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, man. That's why I said this team to me right now is like putting lipstick on a pig, man. We beat up on we look good, but in reality, you know, when you really look deep into it, if you're just looking at the record, you're like, yeah, 42-27, 4.5 games or whatever it is right now, 3.5 games up in the division. But we know the people that follow this team closely know, like, man, we've lost a lot of games, close games that we should have won, and we blew it. And that's a problem. That's a problem. You can't be blowing games like that. Because come postseason time, when it matters most, that's when it always does. It happened last year, guys. It happened last year. Whatever your flaws are, they're going to get exposed in the postseason. When it matters most, it's going to come out. That's just baseball. That's how baseball is. You know, if you have a weak defender out there, for some reason that ball will find them. That's baseball for you. But Joe just entered the chat. What's up, Joe? Is my background music playing? Let's play this thing. There we go. The truth is out there. What Bill says. Jake says, I prefer a struggling Stanton over a struggling Rice. That's a good question, man. I don't know. I got to think about that one. The thing with Rice, man, and Joe pointed this out earlier, is that he be just swinging at the first pitch. He literally went through 3 at-bats and saw 3 pitches. Like, who does that, man? 3 at-bats, 3 pitches, guys. And I love Ben Rice, dude. I really love Ben Rice. I do. I think that he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. But you got to put together better at-bats than that, man. You just got to. I get it. You're hunting the fastball. And if you see it, first pitch. But come on, man. Come on. Sometimes you just got to wait for one, you know? You got to wait for one. Nita says, what's up, Joe? Yeah, but let's go ahead and let's go ahead and do a trivia. Again, guys, don't forget, if you want to pull up somebody's stats, simply press exclamation point and the player's name. Like for right now, I'm gonna pull it up right here. Ben Rice. And there it goes. Any player, if it's a historical player who's not actively playing right now, make sure you put the year of the stats that you want at the end of the name. But let's go ahead and hit this trivia up real quick. Let me put that stat away. Oh no, I don't want to go nowhere. Anyway, let's start the next one. I didn't vet these questions again, so bear with me. Which team did Derek Jeter record his 3,000th hit against? Remember, A, B, C, or D in the chat. I don't know who it was. I'll go with what everybody else is going with. The percentage by the answer there is just the percentage of people who voted for that particular answer. Let me log this in. All right, Tampa Bay Rays. So Nathan got it first. He gets 162 points. I got 146. I got a second. All right. I don't like answering it sometimes. I'll wait a good like 10 seconds to answer it because I understand that there is a slight delay from when I pull it up to when you're seeing it. But yeah, guys. I mean, look, tomorrow, who we got going on? Who we got tomorrow on the hump? It should be Max, right? Yep. Tomorrow we got Max Fried pitching. So look, let's get this game. He's going up against a young kid. It was his second year. Bello. It's probably his second year. Can we get this win? Let's not get swept at Fenway Park. Can we, please, Yankees? Can we do that? Let's not get embarrassed. Let's not embarrass ourselves. So we're going up against Bello, and let's look at the numbers against this guy. Hold on. All right, so against Bello or Bayo, however you say his name, Bellinger is batting .667 against him, 2 home runs, so that's good. He's definitely in the lineup. He wasn't playing today, It's kind of weird too. I was expecting him to come pinch hit at some point, but I guess the opportunity never came up. Jazz Chisholm is well, not 0 for 7, but has 7 at bats, no home runs, and no RBIs. I wish they showed more stats on this. Dominguez ain't there. So who's had success against this guy here? It looks like Peraza has a little bit of success. Grisham, but he don't have too many at bats against him. And Judge does not hit this guy well. Judge is batting 143 against him and 14 at bats. So let's go. Against Max Fried, not a lot of success on the other side either. These are the numbers right there. I mean, I'd say probably Trevor Story is probably the most familiar. He should be the most familiar with him. Only 7 at bats though. 2 home runs though. That's not good. So he hits him pretty well. Paul Goldschmidt. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Before we listen to this, the manager's report with Boone. Make sure you like the video. Give it a like. Smash the like button. What you think about that? You like that, guys? Let's go ahead and listen to Boone real quick, and then we'll get into some more trivias and go from there. Get this thing going. Bro, that pissed me off the most too. That dude Dobbins, because he talked a lot of crap. He talked a lot of crap about the Yankees, and we went over here and made him look like he was a freaking ace. Oh shoot,
third strike.
my bad.
So,
I had it muted. Sorry,
Aaron,
guys.
it's a long season, but the Red Sox have now
Let's
taken
start all
4
over.
of 5 from you so far this season. Just what do you think it is about this team that they seem to have your number early on here?
just early on, they obviously hit the ball around on us in New York. We've pitched them tough here these first couple games. They've pitched
been
us tough.
rocking
We haven't
us,
scored
man.
Baseball. They're a good club. We're a good club, and I'm sure there'll be some back and forth.
You mentioned they pitched you tough. What was Dobbins doing early? The offense very quiet early.
Yeah, he's got life to the fastball at the top of the zone. I thought he had a little presence with his splitter for the lefties, and it looked like he was spinning the ball pretty well. So, able to keep us off balance enough to, not really string anything together against him.
It seemed like you guys had a rally going
They
there in
didn't
that
string
7th inning. What was
anything.
Dominguez doing there?
Just, he thought it was strike 3. He thought it was third strike.
I knew it.
So,
You hear that? I said it too, because I was doing I joined Ken during his live play-by-play, and make sure you sub to his channel too. But when we was watching, I was like, dude, he must have thought it was strike 3, because who does that? He just froze in the middle for a second, and by the time he realized what was going on, it was too late. He had no choice but to run to third. Yeah, man, he had a brain fart, man. But you gotta keep your head in the game, man. That was a big spot. Like, we were starting to build momentum there. Let me take this off real quick. We were starting to gain momentum. And that killed it, man. That killed it. Who knows what happens there? Because Grisham's working the count. After that pitch, it would have been 2-2. Maybe he walks, right? Or something. Because this guy was walking everybody, too. He was throwing, I forgot who was pitching at that point, but he did not have command. You know, maybe you get on bases loaded with Judge, and who knows what happens, right? Who knows? I mean, in another universe, right? In a parallel universe, that doesn't happen and the Yankees come back, but not in ours, man. Unfortunate, man. Really unfortunate. I want to hear what Dominguez had to say, though. Let me put this back here. Um, we'll do some. Turn this off. All right.
Jason, just how frustrating is it to make that mistake there in the seventh inning when the team's rallying a little bit?
Obviously, in that situation is not ideal. Like for some reason, I thought he had
That was
to
a
stay,
bad
but
mistake, bro.
I had nothing to say, no excuses. Just made a mistake.
Aaron said that's probably something that you'll never do again, that you'll never make that same mistake again. Do you think that you'll have that in the back of your mind as you're out there every time?
Yeah, for sure, definitely a learning experience. Now I will pay more attention.
What was your first thought when?
Man, it sucks because, like, I like Jason Dominguez a lot, and I really do. I really truly believe that he's gonna be a great player. He's gonna be a solid player. But man, dude, you know, he said you got to pay more attention. Man, Dominguez, come on, bro. This is the stuff that was killing us last year. This is the kind of stuff that killed us last year. Man, we can't make not in situations like that, in a big spot like that. All game, if anything, I understand because this was a boring game. Even I wasn't paying attention half the time. I'm watching it, but my mind, I'm like, bro, this is nothing's happening, right? But you're there on the field. You gotta be more aware, man. You gotta have more situational awareness of what's happening, dude. You just have to. The same thing happened yesterday, and I get it. And I know a lot of people say, you know, it was a good move by Volpe trying to steal third or whatever. But to me, it's always gonna be a bad move. The statistics just don't back that up, you know. That's why baseball's been the same for 125 years or however long, you know. And there's a saying, you don't make that out at third. You don't make the third or the first out at third trying to take third. You just don't. Because statistically, it's not in your favor, you know. Obviously, if he makes it, then it's a different story. And it's similar today, right, with Dominguez, because he's on second. Same thing, he's on second. Let's say that it wasn't just a brain fart. He froze there for a second. Let's say he actually tried to steal. Everybody'd be upset. It'd be like, what are you doing? You know? And it's the same thing that happened yesterday. So it's kind of obviously two different scenarios, right? But the same rule applies always. It's a cardinal rule in baseball. You don't make the first or third out trying to take third. With one out, even then, it's like, think about it first. Really think about it. But let me say what up to the chat. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Matter of fact, let's finish hearing what Dominguez has to say. But I will give him credit because at least he didn't have no excuses and anything. He's holding himself accountable.
You saw Narvaez throw down a second.
I mean, when I saw him sending out and trying to throw the ball, I kind of was what's going on because obviously in my mind I thought he would strike out, but like I said, I just made a mistake.
Offense was quiet, especially early on with Dobbins there. What was he doing to attack you guys that made him so tough?
I think he pitched very well today. Like his pitcher, he was locating his pitcher.
Bro, look at his ears, bro.
Throwing some pitcher.
They call him the Martian for a reason. He does look kind of Martian-y to me. Play this for.
And I thought he did a good job.
Jason, how frustrating has this weekend been just as a whole here at Fenway?
I mean, you know, at the end of the day, we want to win, and everybody knows the value that we have with Boston, and we just want to win, like, and be losing at home and losing here is tough.
Yeah. You know, I will say, man, it sucks, man. I know that's a shitty feeling. What he must be feeling right now. And you feel like you let the team down. especially for a young guy, man. He's just trying to, even though I feel like he's earning his bones and he deserves to be there, but he's still a young guy, man. He's trying to earn his keep, and to let your team down like that, it's tough. It's tough. You could tell that he's like, damn, bro, I messed up. I mean, it happens though. It happens. Yeah, but you know what? Maybe it's like Real Bill said over here, right? And this is what he just said. Real, he said, "My mistake was out of this world, and I will never forget tonight." And that's a good thing because I promise you, that I mean, never say never, right? But he probably will never make that mistake again. You know, I bet you every time he's gonna be looking at that scoreboard, like, okay, how many strikes, how many outs? Make sure I'm tracking what's going on in the game right now. So, man, it's tough. It's tough, but what are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna tomorrow? We got Free coming up, our ace. I expect us to get that win. Yeah, man. Like Donnie Clark said, hit those likes. Smash the likes. Smash them likes, please. All right. Let's hit this trivia real quick while I figure out what's happening with all of this here. Who was the first MLB manager to win Manager of the Year in both leagues? That's a good question. Who was the first? Well, let's do this one. Ken says B. Yeah, I'll go with B. Tony La Russa, man, was a great manager, but towards the end there, I think he was managing the White Sox. I felt like he was a little too old, and he just, it was Jimmy Leland. La Russa got real old, and it's like he wasn't really tracking what's going on anymore or something, man. I don't know what was going on with him. We knock out another trivia, and we'll move on. Which popular video game franchise passed $1 billion in revenue in 2023 from microtransactions alone? Microtransactions? Oh, I already know. I'm going to go with Roblox because I know my kids, I give them so much money. Robux, that's the Roblox money. I spend so much on Robux. It's not even funny. Not even funny. Oh, Call of Duty. Call of Duty. I want to take a look at the schedule real quick because pull this up here. Can I X this out? All right. Let's take a look at the schedule. Why is this right there like that? All right, that looks better. Bro, still not. Why is it? All right. So we have the Angels coming to play us on Monday. We should take that series. I say at least 3 out of 4 we should take, and then we got Baltimore coming to the Bronx. The last time we played them, we lost the series to them, and Baltimore is terrible. So I fully expect us to take that series from them. There is kind of like that whole thing with Kerstad and who was it that was sliding into second, and Volpe, I think. So there is a little beef going on there, but Baltimore, they're not even contending for anything right now. So they should be sellers. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not a threat. But still, nonetheless, when these teams play us, for some reason, if it's like their World Series, so they play up. They play up. And then we got Cincinnati coming after that. It'd be nice to see Jose Trevino back. Well, actually, they're not in the Bronx, but it'd be nice to see him. I'm sure, he's still friendly with a bunch of the guys, and they're gonna be rekindling old friendships and stuff. And then we got the ass again, the Sacramento ass or whatever they call them. And they'll be in the Bronx, and then we face Toronto. Actually, we go to Toronto and then the Mets. So the schedule, I'll be honest, man, the schedule's kind of weak, right? The schedule's kind of weak. So I expect the Yankees to really, really rack up wins here. Like this is the time to start, you know, getting some games in the getting some wins above other teams in the East. Start pulling away from them. Because right now Toronto's only what 3.5, 4.5 out. Like I always say, man, we're a bad week away from being in second place. So let's add to that lead. So that way when we go face them, right? Let me take this off. Let's add to the lead. So when we do go to Toronto, it's not like a must win crazy situation where the division's on the line, first place is on the line, anything. And it could happen. I know a lot of people, man. I'll tell you right. I'm gonna tell you this. What year that we did not make it in 2023, right? We missed the playoffs. I remember midway through the season, specifically midway through the season, we were still kind of there, right? And people, I remember, I'm not gonna say no names, and I have specific people like, oh, we'll make it to the playoffs. That's not even don't worry about it. We'll make it to the playoffs, at least a wild card. We'll make it to the playoffs. All right, we blew a game here, blew a game there. Oh no, we'll make it to the playoffs. And what happened? We didn't make it, bro. We didn't make it. So let's take these games, man. That's what I'm saying. Let's at least, man, we gotta beat up on these bad teams. Beat up on these bad teams, and then and play our best, man, versus these good teams. Because after that, we face Toronto, and Toronto plays us hard. They play us hard. Then we go to the Mets, and the Mets are playing very well. Then we go to Seattle, and we already know that they have pitching, and and then after the Seattle, the Cubs, Atlanta's not the same. There's some more Toronto. So we have 6 games versus Toronto in July. Right now, Toronto's in second place in the East. So by the time we make it to July, I expect us to be like 10 games ahead, right? A comfortable lead where if we lose a series to them, it's not a big deal. Can we do that? I don't know. Hopefully we can. I'll tell you what, they gotta make some moves this trade deadline. That's one thing for sure. We have to make some moves. I think as the season goes on, as players like Grisham, Rice, or even Yarbrough, who was playing out of his mind. Will Warren had a nice stretch there where he was pitching really well. Carlos Rodon had a stretch where he was just lights out. And I'm not saying that those guys are not going to be good or anything like that, but we got to admit that they were playing above their heads a little bit, right? Now, can they maintain that? That's still yet to be seen. But you can't expect a guy like Yarbrough, for instance, right? I remember when he was pitching really good, and he's still pitching decent, right? But at one point he was like lights out, and everybody's like, "Oh, this," and I'm like, I said it myself, man. I was like, "Look, I don't believe it yet. I need more. I need to see more. And remember, we got Marcus Stroman coming back. How he's gonna do, who knows, right? But he's another Yarbrough type, but from the right-hander, where he's not gonna throw hard, but he has to hit he has to execute pitches, right? If he's not executing pitches, he's worthless because he doesn't have stuff that overpowers hitters. But we're gonna see him for sure. He's gonna be on the mound very soon, very, very soon. He's already going through his rehab program down there in the minors, so he'll be back. Luis Hill will be back probably end of July. I say maybe end of July, early August, and we don't know what we're getting from him. So that's why I'm saying that we got to attack this trade deadline. We got to attack this trade deadline. At least, maybe we don't fill all the holes, right? You can't have it all, but we got to at least address some of these problems, and that's all I'm asking for, right? If Cashman happened to be listeners, look, I'm not saying you go out there and go crazy, but let's address at least some of these problems, man. We have to. We just have to. My bad. I've been missing the chats. And Joe says, Yankees don't do anything easy. It seems like that lately. Stephen B says, I honestly think we need a few pieces, and Stanton coming back helps make our offense more consistent. I can see a lot of people on here. I can't see a lot of people on here. I don't know what you're talking about. Need a trade for a starter and pen help. Yeah. Look, every facet of this team needs some, and every team needs help. It could be better, right? But this team, we need help in the bullpen, we need help in the lineup, and we need help in the rotation. So that's the three major parts of a team. The only parts, right? Donnie Clark says Hill coming back and Efros. Bro, we don't know what we getting. Efros, to me, when I see him pitching, then I'll be like, okay, that dude, I don't expect anything from him. If you expecting much from him, good luck, man. And Luis Hill, he's coming off of a long injury. He hasn't pitched for a while. He hasn't had a spring. I hope he could come back and pitch really good. But if you banking on that happening, right? If you putting all your eggs in that basket, you're going to be in trouble, Donnie. You're going to be in trouble, man. I'm telling you. I don't want to put my eggs in those baskets. If they come back and they do well, great, right? That's a bonus. But I'm still, if I was Cashman, I would attack the trade deadline as if those players are never coming. In my mind, I will make moves as if they're never gonna come back to the to help the team, right? Even Stanton too, even though he's right there, he's a few days away. But that's how you got to do it, especially with a dude like Stanton. Because look, Stanton could come back and pull a hamstring next week. We've seen it happen, guys. We've seen it happen. And I love Stanton. That's my guy. But we know that could easily happen with him. It is not, it's not far-fetched to think that he could possibly hurt himself from here to October or whatever, from here to the deadline. So that's why I say, man, if you can land a player, you land him, you get him, and then you worry about what you're gonna do after that. If you got to DFA somebody, send somebody down, whatever it is you have to do, you do it. But I'd rather have more options, man. This team needs it. Just think, right? Obviously, I don't even want to think, God forbid, if Judge had to miss a few games, right? But man, just think, look, we don't even have Weaver, right? Hopefully, when he comes back, he could still be doing good. But I feel like we're like an injury away from really being in trouble, especially in the lineup, man. Or in our rotation, the rotation for sure. Real Bill says we'll be just fine. We just need to get our bats to stay consistent. Pitching usually fixes itself. I mean, Real Bill, you gotta admit though, you cannot believe you think that this team could go toe to toe with somebody. You know what scares me, right? A team like the Tigers, right? Or a team, obviously the Dodgers. We've seen the National League teams, but I'm thinking just American League to get to the World Series. Bro, a team like the Dodgers, if they're like another pitcher away from really being a serious, they're already serious threats. They're already serious threat. But imagine they go over there and land another ace, right? Because they already got Scooble and freaking Flattery. Imagine that they're gonna be tough to beat. You got to think in a postseason. Getting to the postseason, right, is a feat in itself. But I do believe this team will make it to the postseason, right? It's just unless something tragically happens. But now I'm thinking in the postseason, can we match up with a team like the Tigers if they were to go out and get it? Right now, they'll be tough. It'll be a tough series versus them. But if they land another pitcher like a Peralta or somebody, it's gonna be tough, man. I'm telling you. Because you're going to face Scooby twice in a series. I'm just saying, man. Sometimes you got to get players, right? Sometimes you got to, this is my belief, right? Sometimes you got to take a player just so they won't go to another team. Sometimes you just got to do it. You be like, you know what? because I don't want this guy on this team because I'm gonna have to face these guys later. Let's make it happen, you know. Donnie Clark says, and I don't know what Hill will be though. Nobody knows, man. Donnie starter, reliever. Stephen B need a second, third baseman for sure. Yeah, man. We are holding the other teams below the league average in runs scored. We're not scoring runs. Yeah, man. I don't look. I trust my eyes. I get it. What you're saying. I get what you're saying, man. But I've seen enough, man. This, our pitching staff, bro. Right now, if we had to go into the playoffs right now, I would not be comfortable. I'm not comfortable with the staff right now. I'm not comfortable with Yarbrough, Clark Schmidt, and Will Warren. You know, I take Rodon and Max Fried, right? We're good with them. Everybody else, I'm not comfortable. But look, I've seen these guys get hit, man. When in the playoffs is a different animal. It's a different beast. We seen what the Dodgers did to these guys, man. That's what I'm saying, man. You go up against a team like that. Like, do you think that they have what it takes to really gut one out in a big postseason game? You think Clark Schmidt has what it takes? I think they can, but to me, the likelihood is very unlikely. Very unlikely. Bro, we've been doing, man, look, and now I'm going on a rant, man. We've been singing the same tune every year for the past like 6-7 years. The same thing. Every year we're like, yo, we're good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. I know we'll make it to the postseason. I'm pretty confident that this team will. But when we get there, it's like we start finding out like, damn, bro, we getting killed. 2022 versus the Astros, ALCS. We thought we were pretty good that year. Going over there. Got killed. Last year versus the Dodgers in the World Series. Got killed. Look, I just want some issues addressed in this team, man. For real. I do. Steven says, Donnie, I'd rather get a second baseman, third baseman, a little limited, and second base. Look, and if you can't get a second baseman, then you know, strengthen up your run prevention. I get it. Everybody likes, you know, look, I'll be honest with you. Look, I'm gonna be super honest. I'd give up Clark Schmidt in a heartbeat or anybody for it. So like to me, he's a decent pitcher, I guess, but he's not the guy you want when it matters the most, bro. In the postseason, and I like Clark Schmidt, and he's gonna give you, you know, decent production during the season and everything. But I've seen enough of him in the postseason to know that ain't the guy, man. Whenever he's pitching, your bats better be alive. You better be scoring some runs. You need 5 runs or better or more when he's up there. I don't know, man. And maybe I'm just talking shit because we lost, man. I was upset about today. I don't like losing to the Red Sox. I don't like losing to the Mets. I don't like losing to the Dodgers. But this team, man, look, like I said, lipstick on a pig, man. You could put lipstick on a pig all day, but it's still a pig. YOLO was good. I never seen you in here, man. Are you a new sub? I'm gonna give you the new sub. Issue is when they're good, they are aggressive on both sides of the ball. When they struggle, they are too passive at the plate and in the zone. YOLO, I'm gonna disagree with you there, because not everybody. Because I literally watched Ben Rice swing at the first pitch on 3 straight at bats and make 3 straight outs. You know, so I don't think that they're being passive at the plate a lot, and aggressive aggressive in general. Yesterday, man, Volpe got caught stealing on third, even though I think he was probably safe, but nonetheless, the outcome was he was out. You know, being aggressive at the wrong time. See, there's a difference, right? There's a difference. There's a time to be aggressive, and there's a time when you really need to think about it, you know. And like yesterday, that wasn't the time to be aggressive. Okay. Today, like with specifically, I'm speaking about Ben Rice specifically. You know, swinging at the first pitch, 3 straight at bats. At some point, and he's been doing this a lot recently. I've been watching this trend. At some point, you got to be like, look, man, let me take a damn pitch. Let me take a pitch, man. I don't want to be like helping the pitcher. You know, you're swinging at the first pitch. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not. But if it ain't working out, he made 3 straight outs swinging at the first pitch. Like, just relax. And the only reason he didn't swing at the first pitch, the 4th at bat, is because he had a pitch clock violation thing. So stuff like that, man. It's just a bad at bat. Warren belongs in the pen. Right now, the Dodgers are in a slump. San Francisco breathing fire. Let me look at the standings. I don't. To be honest, I think the Dodgers are good, man. They got so many players about to come back, and I think it's by design. I'm not saying that these guys. I think they're not bringing them back right away by design. They're gonna wait. Just think about it, right? They're still in first. You see how we say, "Oh, we got Stanton coming back. We have Luis Hill coming back. You know, we got Scott Efros." Some people are hyped about Scott Efros. You know, the Dodgers got coming back. My goodness, if you see the people they got coming back, now that's something to be excited about, you know. And Ohtani at some point is going to start pitching again. I don't know. I think, and I'm not saying that, like, I'm not trying to glaze the Dodgers, right? But I'm pretty sure you would agree that they got way more firepower coming back than we do. The Yankees right now, we're 4.5 games. So that's good. At least we're 4.5 still. And the only reason really, man, is because we're in a shitty division. We're in a bad division. Jason, the simple fact of life, the Yankees have a lot of young players. They will learn. Even the 90s Yankees had growing pains. They will put it together. Nah, this ain't the 90s Yankees, bro. I agree with what you're saying. I get it. They had young players. This ain't the 90s Yankees. Not even. I've watched the 90s Yankees. I watched this team. The 90s Yankees, I had confidence that they were gonna, come through. This team, not so much, man. This team, I feel like they're good and everything, but nothing like the 90s Yankees. We had a lot of young players, right? Everybody knows the core 4 and all that stuff, right? But at the same time, I had a feeling of with Joe Torre and what's the old man's name? It was Don Zimmerman, and I felt like, yeah, they were young, but they had the older mentality, if that makes any sense, man. They weren't doing stuff like this. I promise you that. They got to be that team that isn't afraid and has that knowing we are going to make it easy attitude. Yeah, man. I don't think that they're afraid or anything like that. I really don't. I think they just getting outplayed, bro. They're just getting outplayed in every aspect. In every aspect, they're getting outplayed. When it comes down to some of these teams, man, like, for some reason, they just get outplayed. Nobody on this team could lay down a bunt, right? Nobody in this team could lay down a bunt. We saw a bunt yesterday. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they got to do something, man. Smith out, Albies. Donnie, I think he'll be okay too, but he's swinging at pitches way outside the zone. Real Bill says we need a resting pitcher. Now from parts unknown, fireball fart blasters. Fart blasters. The only guy I want for third baseman is Donovan, and he's day to day. Man, everybody wants him, but we'll see. I wouldn't trade Schmidt. If you trade him, you create a big hole. No, I mean right now I wouldn't trade, but I'd trade him in a second for another pitcher, man. If I have to package it up. I understand the issue is that Rice has that pull off type of swing. I mean, to me, the issue with Rice is hitting what he was, and lately hasn't been hitting the ball as hard as he was before. I think he just gotta have better at bats, man. Better at bats. Come on, make the pitcher throw a couple pitches. Hit your pitch, you know. Rice may need some glasses. Seriously, my wife says so. Yeah, he's I don't know, man. He likes to attack that first pitch, and I don't know. It's not working out for him. I'm like, dude, maybe you want to take that one. Take that pitch. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, then you're just crazy. And says, Jason, do you see that Cousins is out with the UCL injury? Look, great. I'll tell you why I like Cousins too, but I wasn't banking on him. Any of these guys, I'm not banking on them. You gotta play it as if they never coming back. I'm telling you. This season, you gotta play it like as if they're not coming back. Until they're here and producing, is as if they're not coming back. Come on, guys. Yo, Yankee, look, I'm gonna talk like, come on, let's stop falling for the same stuff every year. Every year we go through the same thing. You know, where it's like, oh, but these guys are coming back, so it's like we acquired a player. No, I'm not falling for that no more. I'm not falling for that, man. Like, if they hurt, I to me, they don't even exist, you know. Until they're back, then when they're back, you know. Then we could, but until then, especially a guy like Sky Efros, man, he's been hurt for 3 years. I feel like he got traded over here when we got Trevino, not Jose Trevino, the Lou Trevino. Bro, he was here when wasn't he here the same year we traded for Andrew Benintendi? This dude's been hurt for like, he's teleworking. This dude's been teleworking for 3 years, bro. Teleworking, bro. Like, come on, man. Let's just go out there and get a freaking bullpen arm. A guy who could shove. Let's do that. 90s Yankees used to hit everything the other way. I used the example of 2000 ALCS game 2. Game 2 in the 8th inning. Not a single ball that was hit. Man, look. It's not as easy as you think, man. I'm going to tell you right now. To hit the ball the other way all the time. Look, I get it. Baseball is very hard. These guys are professional. It's very hard to manipulate stuff like that. I get it. You gotta think away. But I mean, look, they can hit the ball away to the right, the opposite field all day and not do nothing, man. I don't know, man. I guess it's hard to say. It's hard to tell somebody, oh, hit the ball away the other way. You know how hard these people let the ball travel. I hate when people say that. Let the ball travel. So what do you mean let the ball travel? You know, the millisecond, it's a millisecond. It's all timing, man, hitting. It's all timing. But I agree. I like hitting the ball away, right? If you can hit the ball the other way, you can you're a good hitter, right? But power, man, the power, statistically, you're gonna create more power if you out in front of the ball. For me, right? If I'm hitting, I want to hit the ball out in front of me, right here. I want it not way out in front, obviously, but I want the ball slightly in front of me. That's how I want to hit the ball. When Jeter came up, he was an errors machine. I mean, he wasn't that bad though with errors. Come on. I don't know anyone who can bunt 97 mile per hour fastballs up in the strike zone. Man, they could do it. You could bunt a fastball, man. You could. They could do it, man. Somebody got to be able to bunt. Come on. 97. And I tell you what, they can't hit the 97. If they can't hit the 97 mile per hour fastball, at least be able to bunt it, man. Lay one down. That's a basic, fundamental thing of baseball, man. Bunt. Learn how to bunt. Can Jeter can, but not many can. Rice's issues is that he isn't catching up with fastballs up and away. I mean, I guess, man. But I seen a couple balls today that he just kind of, it's not that he didn't catch up to it. He just didn't hit it well, you know, off the end of the bat or something. Look, man. If that's the case, he's not catching up to fastballs up and away, then it's a timing thing. But either way, you're swinging at the first pitch every time you go to bat. It's like, come on, dude. To hit a ball consistent, you have to have an inside out swing. I guess I disagree with that though. I'll be honest with you. An inside out swing, an inside out swing is different from hitting away. You understand what I mean? Like, it's all about, man, when the hitting, it's timing, and you gotta have your bat needs to be in the bat path as long as possible, right? And the trajectory of the ball, you need your bat to be in there as long as possible and as early as possible. That makes sense. The reason I said that is that most pitchers are middle way in the zone. If you try to hit out in front, that's how inconsistencies happen. That's how Joey Gallo was created. I get what you're saying, man, but here's the thing, right? Always, like, this is my, for like when I hit, and this is what I tell my son too. You always time up for the fastball. Always, you better be ready for the fastball. Always. You know, I'm not saying, because obviously these guys are way more advanced, dude. They're way more advanced. They know how to hit. But me personally, I need to be timed up for a person's fastball. That way, if I can hit the fastball, right, I know I can hit that. If he throws something breaking, then I'm gonna hit it out in front, and I'm gonna still be able to hit it fair. It's just, I don't know. Look, hitting is hard, right? Hitting is very, very hard. I'm not saying that I could go up there and do better or anything like that, but it's easier for us as fans, right? And I'm saying this because I hear this a lot. For fans, be like, oh, hit the ball away. Hit the ball. Bro, I'm pretty sure they're trying, you know? Like, he's probably trying to hit the ball. It's not as easy as it looks, man. Just go to a batting cage, right? These guys are throwing 97, 95, 100. Go to a batting cage and put it at 60 miles per hour right now and try to hit the ball away every pitch. And I promise you're going to struggle. It's going to be hard to do that. And that's at 60 miles an hour. Just imagine at 95, you know? I think it's not as easy as saying it, but what you can control, right? You can control your pitch, your swing decisions, right? That's something you really can control. Whether you're swinging at a good pitch or a bad pitch, you know, where you swing at a pitch that you can drive or not. That stuff is more controllable. That's what makes great hitters, in my opinion. Guys that only swing at the stuff that they can hit, you know. But there's very few players, man, in my opinion, ever that can really just put the ball wherever they want, you know. There's very few players that can do it. But there were people like a Tony Gwynn, or even Luis Arias could do it, because he's like a slap hitter and he seems like he plays the ball wherever he feels like it. But for the majority of baseball players, that's gonna be very, very hard. All right, you get in the box and I'll throw fastballs up into you and we'll see how many bunts you get down successfully. I know I will bunt it. That's the thing. But if you can't bunt it, this is the whole thing, Ken, right? Because I go to the batting cage with my son and we practice bunting, and I put the ball up on purpose because I know he's gonna pop up bunts. He's gonna pop up bunts, right? And you play with it. The whole key is, right, it's the same thing. It's decision, swing decision, right? You go to bunt. If it's a fastball high, you pull it back. It's that simple. You go to bunt, you square up to bunt. If it's a ball that's up, you pull it back. The same thing when you're hitting. If it's a ball that's out of the zone, you don't swing. You know, and then, like, again, I'm gonna say this: it's easy. It sounds easier. It's easier said than done, right? But it's pretty much that. It's that basic. It's one of those things, right? Either you swing. If it's a strike, you swing. If it's a ball, you don't. And same thing with bunting. If it's a ball you can bunt, you bunt. And if it's a ball you can't, you pull the bat back. It's that basic. There's nothing hard about it, man, really. But my whole thing is that they don't even try, though. That's the thing, Ken. They don't even try to lay down a bunt. You know, they don't even try it. Volpe should have bunted when there were runners on first and second with no outs. You get ready for a fastball, but if your goal is to hit, you can be ready for a fastball, but if your goal is to hit it out in front, how are you going to cover an off-speed pitch? Let me tell you something, man. YOLO. If your goal is to hit the ball right here, you better be perfect, bro. Perfect. You better be perfect. My thing is, right, this is what I tell my son. If the ball is outside, take the ball wherever the ball is coming. You know, when it's outside, you take it out. You take it right field because he's a righty. If it's inside, you know, you got to. There's an approach, man. Look, the plate is covered by, what is it, 7 baseballs, right? I wish I could draw this out for you. If the ball is inside, you're gonna hit it better if you out in front to hit it. And if the ball is outside, you're gonna hit it better if you're a little bit behind, you know, a little bit later. But either way, there's a window. There's a window, right? I wish I could show you, right? Look, this is the ball, right? The ball's coming in this trajectory. Your bat is coming like this. You want your bat to be in that trajectory, in that path for as long as possible, right? As long as possible, because it's only going to be in there very, very small. It's a very short window. There's a science to the thing too, man. But to just say I get it, because you could practice just trying to hit the ball or trying to hit it deep. And I try to practice that with my son and stuff, trying to hit the ball deep in the zone. And when I mean deep, I mean like way back here, just to teach him how to get his bat in the bat path early. I don't know, man. This is too much. There's a science to that stuff, man. Yeah. I like the cron at the bottom of the screen. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'd even update it. Thanks for reminding me. Right now, it's probably pulling up old scores. Let me pull it up. Yeah, man, and this is all from a site called Uno Overlays. Check them out, man. The overlays are fire, and it's free. That's the best part. It's free. Positions. Give me a second. Let me put this thing up. All right. Now the score should be right. Breaking news: Cashman has fired Boone and replaced him with Jason Story to be the manager of the New York Yankees for the remainder of the season. Oh no, I don't want that job. I'll fuck it up more than Boone. Hey, that's my hammer. What the heck? Who's bats with the hammer? I'm telling you guys, man. You guys are sleeping, dude. I'm better than I'm better than I even at 40. I'm decent, brother. I'm decent. Trust me. We got Fire Boone, Cashman. Got a trade for AJ Pugh, Patrick Corbin, Josh Hader, and Robbie Ray. Got a trade for the whole. Oh my God, the whole Tommy John squad. Oh my goodness. I'll challenge you, Ken. Since you say you throw 93, one day we ever meet up, we're gonna go in the batting cage. You're gonna pitch and I'll hit, and we're gonna duke it out. Yeah, like I said, man, I not just say that because it's easy to kind of like, but I get it though. They professionals. See, this is my thing, right? Like I get it. If you the things you can't control, I expect you to do right? I expect you to do better, right? So like, for instance, the whole thing with Dominguez, where he thought it was 3 strikes, but it was only 2 strikes. He ended up making the 3rd out because of that. That's something that's unacceptable. You have to do better than that, right? Swinging at bad pitches, for instance, right? Swinging at balls out of the zone. That's unacceptable. You got to do better than that. I get it. But if you make it out, this is baseball. It's a game of failure. You're going to fail. Sometimes this time you can hit the ball as hard as you can and hit it perfect, and it goes straight to somebody's glove and you're out with nothing to show for it. That's just how it is, right? But the things you can't control, the things that drive me nuts is swinging at balls. That upsets me. Swinging at balls, not swinging at meatballs. That's another thing. Because just as bad as swinging at a ball is just as bad to not swing at a pitch that's right in your wheelhouse. And the mental mistakes, errors are gonna happen. Stuff like that is gonna happen, but again, the stuff you can't control, you should be controlling it. Bellinger should be playing over Grisham every day. What do you think of Dominguez getting tagged out on base? Do you think he should have been benched? Maybe not bench. I don't know. Look, everybody has a different leadership style, right? There's different. Everybody has a different leadership kind of approach, right? But at the end of the day, it's all about respect, The definition of leadership is to provide someone with a purpose or direction to accomplish a goal, right? However you do it, that's on you, right? Everybody has different styles of leadership. Whatever's effective is effective. I think that Boone made the right decision by not benching him. Even though me personally, I probably would have, because I was upset. I would have been upset and I would have just benched him out of anger. But I think Boone did the right thing, because you don't want to do that to a kid like that too, because that could have even a worse effect than it already had. Dude, you could tell. I don't know if you was here earlier. We watched the post-game interview with Dominguez, and you could tell that he was upset. He was sad. He let everybody down. He let the team down. And benching somebody like that and on the national stage, it'd be even worse, man. You don't want to crush him either. It's a learning experience, man. Just take it as a learning experience and move on. That post was a joke. Okay. Just remember, Jason, if you try to punk me, be prepared for up and in. Ken, man, you old school. It's all right, man. I'm coming in with all pads, everything. I'm gonna be good. But I'm telling you right now, I got 5 swings. After 5 swings, my back starts hurting. So if we can't get the at bat done in 5 swings, then I'm pretty much done. Real Bill says, I'm an OG. If you square up around me, I will make your family jewels ring like church bells. It's all good. I got something for that too, man. Can we see Disco Dino? I don't have Disco Dino. I have this though. Let's go Game of Thrones. I gotta find Dino Brown. How long we been on? My bad, guys. And I'm not gonna act like I know all about hitting and all that stuff like that. But I do know that it's hard, bro. It's really, really, really hard, man. It's hard. Just get in a cage, right? I'm telling you right now, get in a batting cage and crank that thing up if it can, right? Because most machines can't even do it. Crank that thing up to 95, right? And you're going to see how hard it is to hit it. And it's 95 miles per hour, right? But at least in a batting cage, you know exactly where it's gonna be every time, and it's still very hard. You know, imagine if it's spinning and they throwing all sweet pitches and kind of stuff. It's not easy. Let's go ahead and which player hit the only inside the park home run in All-Star game history? Ooh, that sounds like a Ichiro kind of a thing Ichiro would do. You want Disco Dino? Hey man, if that's what you want, that's what you're gonna get. If that's what you want, that's what you're gonna get. I gotta find him though. There you go, Disco Dino. Oh my goodness. If Willie didn't do it, he should have. If Willie didn't do it, he should have. He did everything else. Yeah. Jason, did you see the chat I sent? It was Joe's chat. I screenshot it so you get it. Now, man, I haven't been looking at the phone right now. I've been streaming, dude. And I'm in like 3 different chats with the same people. What's going on? We got like 3 different group chats with the same people in it. It don't make no sense. It makes 0 sense. Man, smack the like if you can. Only 11 likes. It's all good. It's all good. We don't do it for the likes. At the end of the day, look, man, we all want the same thing. We want that number 28. How they get there, it doesn't even matter. Let's just get there. Which pop artist concert movie became the highest grossing concert film of all time in 2023? I'm going to say Taylor Swift. She gets everything. Yeah. But be honest, guys. Like, in the chat, let me know, realistically, do you think this team has what it takes to win the World Series? Like, and obviously anything can happen, right? I mean, like, at least a good 70% chance that they could do it. If like, that should be your threshold. If it's under 70% in your mind, then no, it's not good enough, you know. Let me check what he's saying. What are you talking about, dude? I didn't get no text from you. Of course they can win a World Series. It's only middle of June. I'm just saying, this roster right now, as it is right now, if the World Series was tomorrow, you think that? And that's what I'm saying. Like, what are the odds, though? Because that's why I said anything could happen, right? Any team could get hot and win something, right? But realistically, like, what are the percentage? You know what I mean? Is it 50-50? 70-30? Like, what is your percentage? That's what I mean. D-Row says, hell no. Steven, man, I can't check that right now. I'm too busy. I'm focused on so many things. I pulled up the Dino. You talking about the Dino Bravo? That's this right here. The Yankees players look unfocused in this game. It was a tough game. Yesterday, I get it, man, because you're facing a very good pitcher. But today it was just like, man, no bats. 69. Damn, Real Bill, you funny guy, man. I don't know, man. I think the Yankees need to make they need to figure this out. And I'm not asking for like, look, I'm realistic, right? Obviously, I don't think we're gonna land like some crazy name or something like that. But if we can, we gotta improve certain aspects, man. We have to. We have to, guys. Look, I'm gonna be honest, man. Why do I still have this on, bro? I'm tired, bro. As a Yankee fan, dude, I'm tired. Bro, it's been 15 years, man. 15 years of nonsense, man. Every year, every trade deadline, every October, every spring training, it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like, bro, let's do it, man. If it's truly championship or bust, let's go all in. Let's go all in. That's what I say. Let's go all in. Let's not half-ass this. It's not all it's a crapshoot when you get there, you know. And obviously there is a little aspect of that, right? There is a little bit of luck involved when it comes to baseball. But shoot, man, let's try to put the best team possible out there. Let's not let nothing hold us back, whether it's money, and I get the business side of it too. So I understand Cashman sometimes, you know, the stuff they're doing. But let's just go out. Let's put the best talent that we can get. And if somebody ain't cutting it, let's get them out of here. You know, that's all I'm saying. I'm tired, man. It's been 15 years, guys. 15 years. Come on. It's a shame. There's 15-year-olds right now. As a Yankee fan, if you've been like, I'm not as old as some of you guys, right? Obviously. But if you've been alive for more than 15 years, if you've been alive for 15 years and haven't seen a Yankee championship, man, that's sad, dude. What's the longest drought we've had in this organization? The longest drought. It's been, I don't know, probably what, like 20 years or something like that? The longest drought. I'm gonna look it up. Yankees on 15 years is long, bro. For us, we're Yankees, man. Don't say. I knew somebody was gonna say it, Stephen B. I'm disappointed in you. That's long for us. Okay, we're not lowering our standard either. You know, that's what I feel like we've been doing. All right, the New York Yankees' longest stretch without winning a World Series is 18 years, spanning from 1978 to 1996. This period included this period included only 3 postseason appearances. That makes it even worse that we make it every year, we can't win. We're approaching, man, that 18 years. You know, how old is Judge? Judge is what, 34 now or something? 33? Oh my God. How old? He's 33 years old, right? Next season he'll be 34. How many more seasons of this you think we got left in him? You see where I'm going with this, guys? This is where I'm going. That's why I say, like, and I get it, man. But it's man, that window is getting tighter and tighter. You don't understand, man. You don't get it, man. The window's getting. I seen it with Don Mattingly, bro. That window is closing, and when it closes, it's closed, bro. That's it. And I'm speaking for Judge now. I mean, it'll be a shame. It'll be a freaking tragedy if he does not win a World Series. If he doesn't get a ring, it'll be sad, bro. It'll be even more sad if we never make it back there. That'll be even crazier, but it'll be sad. And I can't say, like, and you can't say that we went all out, you know, to try to get him a ring. we've made moves. They've tried. They did last year. We did make the Soto move and everything, but it always seems like where you have teams like Dodgers that don't care. They're like, you know what? We know we're good, but we're gonna get more. We want more. The Yankees haven't done that. It's 18 years, man. Jacob Tree, I can't believe I was 10 our last World Series. Judge has at least 5 good years. The DH has extended careers. Let's see, man. Hopefully. Good years. I think he could do 5 good years. He still looks good now, man, but that window's closing, man. I'm telling you. You never know what's going to happen. It's closing. That's all I'm saying. So when you see me, when you see me say things, it's just because I'm passionate, man. I'm passionate about this team, and I get it. Everybody's like, oh, relax, and this, and that, and it's okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But I remember last year we were saying the same thing. The year before that, 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 the same. You see what I'm saying? Like, at what point do we just be like, you know what? No. Enough is enough, bro. Let's don't pull up Joey Gallo, bro. I'm already upset. You pull him up, I'm just gonna turn the whole shit off. To be honest. Real Bill says, I was 50 years old the last time the Yankees won the series. Be patient. I ain't patient, brother. Patience, man. I've been patient, bro. I think 15 years is patient, man. You feel me? Like, god dang, how patient you want me to be? No, man. You know, the worst part is that we have all the resources. Like, that's what I'm saying. If you a Pirates fan, okay. If you're a Guardians fan, okay, man. But we have all the resources, man. We have the best player on the planet right now. And I don't know, man. I just want to win. That's my whole thing. Let's just win. Especially after last year, let's just win. Let's just win. We're nobody respects the Yankees these days. No, I don't know, man. I just want us to go back, just to shove it in everybody's face, all the other fan bases, everybody, man. Let's get back to winning, bro. And I'm not talking about making a post and getting 90 wins with a that look. I don't know, man. I hold the team to a higher standard. I hold the Yankees to a higher standard. I expect them to be better. I expect them to make better moves than everybody. You understand what I mean? Like, I expect them to do more. I expect them to really be trying to win every year. How and Cashman have to go all in, screw the Yankee tax and luxury tax. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But and my thing with that is that, like, I get it too, that they don't want to do that. I understand that. I really do. But then at the same time, you got to understand that we put ourselves in that spot. So what do you want? You know, you want to roll the dice and try to get in there with what we got, or you want to be like, you know what? Let's try to do this. Let's go all in this year. Let's go all out. You know, there's just something that they gotta decide on doing, man. Or either that, or make some trades. Make some trades. One or the other. We haven't had a good farm system since the 90s when George was suspended from baseball. Now 20 years later, we have a great system and turning good prospects into major league players. I mean, if you're talking about, I feel like the best prospects we have, they're not even on our team anymore. Or the best prospects we had that's made it to the major leagues, with the exception of Aaron Judge, and a few other guys, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. The way I feel about prospects, I could care less about them, you know, until I see them up here. Don't get me wrong, a lot of them I think highly of, but prospects they're just trade capital. That's what they should be. And you should be trying to increase their value any way possible, right? And that's one thing that I don't think we do with the Yankees. We don't. If anything, we hurt their value. But we do have some guys that I want to see up here in the next couple years. But like I said, man, prospects are hit or miss, man. They're hit or miss. They really are, man. I tell you right now, I bet you for every 100 prospects that us Yankee fans will rave about, and we're like, oh, this guy's gonna be here, in the last decade, maybe 5 of them really panned out, you know? Just saying, man. The odds of to make it to the majors is crazy, right? It's very low. The odds of making it here and actually like being productive and being a good player is even lower. Even lower. I think we're a World Series contender depending on moves at the deadline. No, that's what I'm saying. The team, I'm not saying that, look, when I say this, I'm not saying the team is bad. I'm not saying that at all. I think this team can make it to the World Series, you know? But I don't feel good about it either, you know? Like, I think that we should go all in. Let's go all in. That's all I'm saying. Shock us, man. Treat us Yankee fans. We've been patient. Real Bill said, be patient, man. We 15 years. I feel like we've been a little patient, you know. And I get it. Other fan bases like, well, you make it every year. You make it to the playoffs, and that's cool for other people. But we Yankees, man. We hold ourselves to a different standard. We trying to win every year. That should be every team's goal, is to win every year. If not, then what are we doing? Our goal should be every year we trying to smash. And I think that is their goal, but they trying to win every year within limits, right? They have their left and right limits where they're not willing to compromise. No one except the Dodgers and Mets can say they are World Series ready right now. Yeah, and those are two teams that I despise, Jacob. Devin Williams. But this is what I'm saying though, Jacob. You made a good point. This is the whole point of this, what I'm saying. Is that year after year, we like, man, we're there. We a piece or two away, right? We could do it. Come trade deadline, we there, and everybody's we refreshing Twitter. We waiting. Who's tweeting? Freaking Nightingale tweeting. Jeff Passan tweeted something, and all these teams, everybody's making moves. And what do we get? Scott Efros and what else? What do we get? What was it, last year, the year before? Freaking what's the guy's name? Singleton. The dude, he looked kind of like Devin Williams. You get the point, man. It's like, it's the disappointing. Like, bro, we're so close. We have a good team. I'm not saying we don't. We have a good team, but we could be even better. Let's be better. Let's not settle for this. I'm not settling. I'm telling you right now, as a Yankee fan, I'm not settling. People might say you crazy. Yeah, I want it all. I want all of them. I want it all. Like Pokemon, dude. I gotta get them all. Yeah, Kenyon Middleton. There you go. What a disappointment. Don't get me wrong. He's a decent pitcher, I guess. But what a disappointment, dude. That trade deadline, I was so disappointed. I could have sworn we were gonna do better than that, and we ended up with Kenyon Middleton. Ken says, Jason, what does going all in look like to you? Trade Jordan, LeBron Jr., you feel tip the scales? I don't care. I'll trade them too. Look, LeBron Jr. is the one guy that I'll be very, very, very hesitant. The one prospect. Let me be honest. Let me be more clear. But for the right player, he's gone, bro. He's out of here. That's how I see it, man. That's how I feel today, man. That's how I've always said that. You could go back in any of my videos. I've always said, trade. Look, like they say, prospects are suspects, man. Until they get here. Look, just think about it. We could have traded Volpe and got we could have traded Peraza probably and got freaking Luis Castillo that year. That year, I forgot what year it was. Was it 22? The year we got swept by the Astros. you don't think that Castillo would have made our chances way better of winning that year? He was on fire that year, really good. But we couldn't part ways with certain guys. For the right name, I'm parting ways with them. So yeah. Don't get me wrong though. If they trade like freaking Spencer Jones for some bum, I'm gonna be pissed, right? No, I'm not. It's gotta be worth it. It's gotta be worth it. That's all I'm saying. We were in selling mode that year though, Jason Middleton deal. What year was that? That was 23? No, that was it 23? I can't remember, man. I know when we got him, I was so disappointed. And I was disappointed because, and I think it was 23. I was disappointed because I felt like we weren't out of it yet. Like we weren't really out of it. Like we were close. We just needed some pieces, and it never happened. And it happened. June 14th, Boone says Saturday that while no decision has been finalized, Cousin appears to be trending towards Tommy John surgery. That means he's getting Tommy John surgery. If it's even possible that you may need it, that means a doctor told him you need Tommy John surgery. Your UCL is screwed, and he went to get a second opinion. And if you don't get it now, he's gonna get it later. So you might as well get it now. The same thing with Garrett Cole. He didn't get it last year. Thank God he didn't because we needed him. And he ended up getting it this year. He was gonna get it eventually. So who do I want? Man, that's where it gets crazy, man. I've been thinking a lot about the guy you've been saying, Eugenio Suarez. I don't know. It depends, man. Who's really, really available? I just need better than what we got now. That's all I'm saying. Better, man. Better. Right? Everybody knows the players that we want, but you gotta really look at who's available and what's really realistic, and does it fit with that team and everything, things like that. But Suarez, the reason why I like Suarez, because when you look at him, the average isn't really there, but I like him because he seems like how do I say, like, I'm not gonna say clutch. He seems clutch. Like he seems like the moment isn't too big. Every time, and maybe that's just me, every time I've tuned in to the Diamondbacks, he's done something big. Like I see a big home run or something. And maybe this is because I'm not watching them every day. And I don't claim to be an expert on any of this stuff, But that's a guy that seems like, man, he got a big bat, that could do damage. But that's not even the only guy. Just somebody I was thinking of. Just somebody better, dude. Can we do better, man? Just anything better at this point. I feel like we're below average on a lot of spots, man. Let's just get better. Let's get somebody in there. Let's I don't know, whoever it is. Let's make a splash. Cashman, that's his job. Make a freaking splash, dude. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. That's Cashman's job. Go out there and freaking and shock the world, bro. And bring us a championship, man. Bring us a damn championship. And I'm not saying that he's doing a bad job, because every year we do have a winning team, right? But just not enough to win it all. And that's the problem. I'm not saying I want to look. See, this is where everybody, I don't give a fuck who they get, yo. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just get somebody, that's their job. Get people that can fucking play, bro. That's all I care, man. I don't care who it is. It's just bring them that they could play. I'm not gonna be in there analyzing players and all that. No, that's their job. Go make us better. Make us better. There's plenty of players out there that they could get that could make us better. Whether it's in the bullpen, the rotation. I don't care who it is, as long as they better than what we got. That makes sense, man. Montas de Oca having back surgery. there's certain spots in this team that I don't trust, man. You know, and I feel like they're gonna run it out there. I feel like they're gonna run with DJ out there. Damn, I've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. I didn't even realize it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, my thing, man, Jacob, bro. My thing is who. There's so many players. Look, that's their job. I'm sure they got people on their radar that we don't even know about. They got scouts. They got all that stuff that we don't have. They know who's out there. They know who's the guys that's like, yo, you know, make it happen. Make it happen. That's all I'm saying. Make it happen. Let's just get better, man. That's my thing. Let's just get better. I feel like we could get better in a lot of spots. If that means trading people, then let's trade them. Let's trade. Let's show them like, yo, we mean business, you know. I'm sorry, guys. Man, my bad. I mean, I don't like cursing, man. I'm trying to stop cursing, but this team is frustrating me. Which MLB player holds the record for most Grand Slams? I feel like I had this question earlier or before. D. Nope. A-Rod. A-Rod hit 25 Grand Slams in his career, the most in Major League Baseball history. Yeah, man. What time is it? So 1-2. Let's look around the league. The Orioles beat the Angels. Detroit over Cincinnati. The Mets lost to Tampa Bay 7-5. Wow. Freaking Rockies. Who else we got here? Damn, Diamondbacks beat San Diego. The Giants beat LA. I bet Giant fans are happy, man. Where the Giants at? Because they were doing terrible. They caught back up. It was like a little while there. They were falling behind a little bit, but it seems like they caught back up. They're tied for first right now. They're officially tied for first. Let me refresh the page. Yep. That's crazy. They're right there with the Dodgers. I don't think they have a... I don't know. I think the Dodgers going to take that division no matter what, though. Like, the Giants don't have real reinforcements coming, you know, unless they start making trades and stuff. They don't got them coming. The Dodgers, they do. And they got the cavalry coming. Barbara. What's up, Barbara? She says... The Dodgers and Mets are good because the team has spent a lot of money on their players. I was hesitant to spend. Yeah, that's true. I don't know why did that. Look, I'll be honest, guys. Like, I just want to win. Can we just win a championship? Can we do that? Let's go all in. And I understand the business side of it too. I get it, but man, if it takes money, then I don't know how. Please, how? Just splurge for 1 year. And if it don't work out, then you get rid of everybody. But for once, let's try to make something happen. Let's do it. Let's shock everybody. I feel that Hal and Cashman won't be all in this trade deadline this year. I think Hal, you know what I think the thing with Hal is, why he's really so strict with that $300 million payroll thing. I think that the owners, right? The owners, certain owners, they already know that will come in the next collective bargaining agreement, they're going to push for a salary cap and maybe even a salary floor, right? And if he's going to do that, man, And if he's a part of that, then he can't, you know, you got to practice what you preach too. You can't be going way over the salary cap that we've set for ourselves, really. Because technically there isn't no salary cap, but who wants to go over there and, over that and pay double? Because that's essentially what's happening. When you go over that final threshold, you're paying double, even a little bit more than double. I think it's like 110%. So if we go over 30 million, we actually paying 60 million, and that other 30 million is gonna go to the freaking Pirates and the Tampa Bay Rays and stuff like that. So I understand why he doesn't want to spend like that, you know. I get it. I just want to win. Like I said, I just want to win. Just find a way. Find a way, man. If it's money, it's money. If it's trades, it's trades. Whatever you got to do. I know they know that they could get better. I know they could get certain plays if they give up this player. Like, my thing is, man, like you said, like Real Bill said, he got Judge got 5 more good years on him. All right, let's get the man a ring sooner rather than later. You know, that's all I'm saying. Adames is hitting like crap. Yeah, we dodged the bullet with him. Jason, wait to see how Howe owns the stadium. Wait to see how Howe owns the stadium. Yeah, because he's paying like what, like 60, 80 million dollars or something for the stadium. And I give a lot of credit because he could have just went and put a name on it. He could have went and called it AT&T Stadium or something, you know, and it would have paid for itself. But you know, the Yankees put up their own money. They're one of the few stadiums that have their own name. You know, so I think we spend more when not playing. We're not paying the stadium. It's not like George had his own boat business. The thing with George, though, George had it made. There wasn't a lot of owners willing to spend like that before. And even more importantly, there wasn't. I think if George was alive now, he'd probably be doing the same thing his son was doing. You know, or maybe he would spend more, but the thing is, he would not want to spend more. If going over a certain limit means giving another team money, from everything I know about George, I think he would have had a big problem with that. Not a problem with spending, a problem with giving another team money. You know, that's where the problem would have lied with him. So it's hard to say, man. Everybody, you know, we all say like if George was alive, we don't know, man. We don't know because there's a lot of different variables than when George was alive. He didn't have to deal with the luxury tax or the Cohen tax, whatever you want to call it. He didn't have none of that. You spend whatever you spend. I say trade Judge to the Dodgers and grab some of their talent. I think so too. He hate paying for other team money. Yeah, I think he would have hated that. He would have been more than happy to like sign big players, but if it would have meant having to give another team a whole bunch of money, I think he would have had a problem with it. And probably would not have done it. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. I appreciate you guys joining. Don't forget to smash that like button before you go. And yeah, and subscribe if you haven't. Most of y'all have though already, if you're still in here. I appreciate you guys, man. Have a blessed day. Yeah, man, hopefully tomorrow we take at least one out of three. 1 out of 3. Let's do it. Peace, guys. Thanks, Steven.